called 911. It's harder than I thought it would be. It took them 2 minutes and 38 seconds to get there, which is nothing. 2 minutes and 38 seconds from the time Jeff dialed 911. There were first responders helping my dad.
So the Cloquet Area Fire District is a special taxing district. We actually formed in 2009 with two communities coming together. It was Perch Lake Township and the city of Cloquet. So once Breveter Township joined, that formed the primary area of the fire district, which is our core communities that receive all of the services of the district: fire, rescue, ambulance, community risk reduction services. And then we serve a much greater footprint in the region in regards to ambulance service. So the facility that we currently operate out of is our primary response facility that all of our career staff operate out of, and a subset of our paid-on-call staff. We've packed all of this equipment and all of this staff into a building that was originally designed for a much smaller base of operations. You can see we can't even get the doors all the way open.
Right.
They have to pull the ambulance out onto the approach and pull the stretcher out. The building itself is old and the structure isn't great to just continue to add on to.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
So as you expand and your not only your emergency response volume grows, but your reach and your impact in the community grows, you need to add additional staffing. There are many things that really challenge us in this facility, and the struggle is the age, the condition, and how that relates to employee well-being. Wellness within our workforce, our staff, their ability to come back from an emergency response and get a workout in, find some peace and quiet, some time to kind of work through whatever they just had to deal with out on an emergency scene.
Having that need as far as a news station, it's not only about response, it's not only about customer service, but it's also about morale, recruitment, retention, and then just the simple safety aspects that we need to ensure for our department members.
I do share my room with two other males. There's no females in my room, I'm the only one. On shift, it's not an issue because my shift is small enough that I don't have to share a room with anyone.
It always seems like there's too much stuff for too little rooms that we have. That's one part that I have a strong passion for, getting a bigger building.
Time is of the essence when we're responding to an emergency, and the building contributes a lot to the efficiency of that response. Everything from severe medical emergencies to really technical rescue scenarios to firefighting, from your typical house fire to a commercial building to an industrial site. Some of the complex chemicals that they can find themselves involved with. And we need a space that we can train to be prepared for all of those scenarios. We've done a ton of work to try and bring in funds from outside of the community. We've worked with the state, requesting state funds from the state bonding dollars. We've requested federal congressionally directed spending dollars. We've looked at grant opportunities. We'll continue to pursue any opportunities that we find. And so we're telling that story to make sure that other legislators support our efforts to try and establish some state aid funds when it comes to state and federal funding, so they don't all have to be carried by the local taxpayers. At this time, we're answering about 3,500 emergency response calls or incidents each year. We realize that a new facility is very costly and that we want to be responsible, we want to be good stewards of the taxpayers' money. And so all of the studies that we've commissioned, both the Cloquet Area Fire District and then others in our region have commissioned, recommended that this building, this space was not suitable.
When they watch this video, they'll see that's a big lift.
And the choice to spend a lot of money in our current building is just not a wise choice because it doesn't set us up for a long-term solution.
They are an extension of us. They're oftentimes bringing us the sickest of patients. A significant number of the most acutely ill or injured patients come to us from the fire district, and thanks to them. And then there are other times where they're on the other side of that, helping provide that continuum of care by dealing with the transfers going out of those sickest people who have certain conditions or situations that we are able to stabilize but aren't able to provide the final treatment. So without them, we'd be in a world of hurt.
Well, I just think it's important to recognize, again, Cloquet Area Fire District Ambulance, these folks are super professional, motivated, passionate, and just very clinically sharp. And they deserve the best resources and support that they can get to continue to do their job to save lives in their community. And I'm all in favor of anything that can be done to support that service.
We don't know the impact that it has on those that have cared for our loved ones or have cared for us, that there's some really heavy stuff that comes back to the station.
You know, every traumatic incident, every grief-filled incident, all the violence, all of the difficult situations that we get called to. But it really is something that stays with you. And, you know, this is where I'm going to have a little trouble, because when you ask those questions, the things that I've experienced come back to me, which isn't a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Then I relate it to what is important to our staff. Why, you know, ensuring that their needs are met is so important to me. The only direction we want to go is moving forward and really enhancing our ability to provide service and not limiting it.
This really needs to happen now, doesn't it?
This does need to happen now. We're really behind on addressing this issue.
When it's your family, and it's when it's your 2 minutes and 38 seconds, it's worth everything to have them well-trained. Volunteer firefighters in small communities do a wonderful job, and they're very dedicated as well. But when we have an emergency, I want the best, and that's what we got.